DJT Trump Media. Let's talk about what's going on here, friends. Hello. What a week in the market and what a week in general. Oh man, Trump Media here is going bananas once again. And if you're looking for news in the media, don't even type it up because you're not going to find much that's positive if you want to hear good things about this stock, because you're not going to. Obviously, Trump right now is in his full swing in the in his trial right now, his hush money trial. And I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't know that YouTube would be okay with me talking about it. You know, talking about Trump in particular is already like a no-no. So, be careful what I say here. A little other, sidebar news that maybe I shouldn't talk about, but I will. Obviously, we're seeing Trump Media here stock move up greatly again. I mean, this isn't like, hey, it moved up, 10%. I mean, we are talking about huge opportunities right now for people that are, buying this in a 5-day range, and buying on a Monday, selling on a Tuesday, buying back on a Tuesday, selling. We're just, these numbers are crazy right now. And I've made predictions on what I think this is going to do. Some I've hit, some I haven't. I still believe that the stock is going to do what I said it was going to do. It's going to be very volatile. This stock could easily be back in the 20s next week, and then you can start to see it move up once again. So with this, I think this is the taste and the feel of what's going on right now. It's like the worse the media outlet makes Trump sound, and everything they say about him, the better Trump Media is moving here. And obviously, for all the people that come here just want to rip me apart for talking about it, listen, I am fully aware this is not a company that's making money. I am fully aware that you should probably not be investing in this right now for the long-term effect of what it can bring you, because it is a very dangerous stock to own for the long term. But for short gain hype stock movement, yeah, you're probably going to make some decent money if you're able to trade in and out of it in a 2-week period. I mean, that's been more than proven at this point. And with, like I said, this trial that we're watching right now, Trump is in the midst of it. And I do believe that the worse we're seeing the Biden administration do right now, I do think it is having an effect on the stock too. I really do think it is hyping up the stock even more. And this week alone, the administration that just keeps on giving here, the Biden administration, like I said, I'll be careful what I say here. I don't want to get in trouble. But obviously they are talking about raising capital gains to almost 50%, not to mention your taken capital gains. I forget what exactly it's called, but you know what I'm talking about. But saying even if you have like $30,000 in a stock that you have not cashed out in, they will tax you on it. I mean, these are things that they're introducing, they're talking about, which to me is a death sentence for the Trump Biden administration. So, things couldn't be, worse than they are right now for the general, just everything right now. I mean, my God, where do we start? Not to mention they just passed a huge freaking bill of more money for overseas wars and to ban TikTok, which is essentially completely POing the younger generation, not to mention just a lot of generations, because from 18 to on, there's a lot of people that have their businesses, they get their news. TikTok is a billion-dollar company. I mean, it brings in massive amounts of revenue into our economy. Not to mention that obviously the people in Congress right now, they're giving the speech of, wanting to make this safe for people to use, China, all that. And obviously, what they really want, they want this to be sold to a United States-owned company, Meta, Google, Alphabet. We'll just say Alphabet. We'll make that a little bit easier. So everybody's owned to what they're doing. This is easy math. So please understand that. But the reason I'm talking about that is because I really do believe that this is all pushing, hype, a narrative, everything around, people looking at Trump. And this is kind of showing the feel and taste of what could potentially be coming with this stock. I made a video maybe in January on when this was still Digital World Acquisition and before the merge had happened. And I told people, I said, look, I'm just going to put this out there. I would not be shocked to see this stock possibly hit $500. Now, when I say $500, I know that sounds completely stupid. I know it doesn't make sense. I know it shouldn't happen. I know it probably most likely won't happen. These things that we're seeing right now with this stock are telltale signs that the stock is not going to do what people want it to do. It's not going to do what these big analysts and Wall Street bets and even people like Tom Lee, God bless him, I love him, it's not going to react and do what it's supposed to do. In all honesty, obviously Trump media here should be a $5 stock. I mean, that's just the God's honest truth. I mean, it's a new company. It's not bringing a lot of revenue. It's spending large amounts of money right now to stay afloat, keep going, and they're building it. It's a new company. So, of course, that's to be expected. It's just basic business ethics of what's going on with the company. It's not worth what the stock is right now. It's up so high because of this thing in the atmosphere, this FOMO, this what could be, the Trump supporters pushing this stock right now, and not to mention just day traders, the sharks in the water. It is pure chum in the water right now, and the stock is proving that it's just completely chaos. It's gonna be manipulated to crazy numbers. It's back to almost $45. I even said 2 weeks ago, I was like, this might be when we see the teens. We might see the teens. I'm completely wrong. Thank God. I've never been so happy to be wrong. But I do stand by the thought that this is going to be very volatile. It's going to be very volatile. So who can give a right prediction on what this is going to be? And when I made that, going back to that $500 statement of this could potentially hit $500, by September, October especially, if Trump gets out of this mess, they actually announce that he is going to be the candidate running against Biden, and they're still really not even like, there's a huge conspiracy right now that they're not going to run Biden. They're going to run someone else. I don't think they would do that. That'd be crazy this late in the game, but who knows, they could. I just don't know who they would put in there. The thing is that, when Trump finally announces that he is running here and he maybe gets done with these court cases, and if he even does by the time it's time for the election, they could throw another one right on him, and this one is dragging its feet right now. Trump announces that he's officially running against Biden. He names his running candidate beside him, his vice president, who's going to be working with him, all that. Everything's lined up once again. That is going to drive up the stock once again. The Trump media here is going to completely go bonkers. I don't think it's crazy to say this stock potentially one day, if things go the right way here for Trump, this stock could do stupid stuff. It could do ridiculous stuff. So I think it's proven that more than once at this point. So for all the people coming in here just wanting to rip me apart because of the ethics of what this stock should be doing, I completely get it. I get it. This shouldn't be working. It's not supposed to be doing this. But on the other hand, it's supposed to be doing this because it is completely FOMO stock right now, which is totally fine, because where there's FOMO, there is a shite load of money. We saw this in GameStop. We saw this in AMC. We saw this in all the things that got taken over by, the ape community, to say that's what it was. Bed Bath & Beyond, we saw that. And this is a similar situation. It's a similar taste to what is going on right now. So, I remember when all that was happening. It was completely, just confusing everybody. It wasn't making any sense when all this GameStop stuff was happening. Yes, I know that's a different situation. I get it. But there are very, very similar things going on right now that happened with GameStop that are happening with Trump media here. I just want to put that out there. So at this point, what can you say? I'm just a guy with a YouTube channel who talks junk and is an investor myself, and I love things like this. This is great. I really do think that the market has been, investors, I'll say not the market, but investors have been waiting for something like this, for something to really be very, very volatile, very hyped, where they can push it around to crazy numbers. Why is the stock $41? Why is the stock $41? The stock is $41 because it's being highly manipulated. If it can go to $41, it can go back to $61 here very soon. It can also go back to $20 with people selling out, and then within the next 2 weeks, it can be built back up to be sold again. Which way is it going to go? Either way, I do believe by September, October, as long as everything is moving in the right direction for Trump to run for president again, the stock will be out of control. I have to believe it. I see it. There's no other way. This has to be what's going on right now. So saying that, we have Trump doing what Trump does. Right now, he's going to court, talking junk, talking smack, and doing Trump stuff. That's what we expect. That's what is pushing the Trump stock right now. And then, on the other hand, we have the Biden administration, who is just completely gone freaking crazy. I am publicly saying it at this point. I do not like to talk politics on here. I do not like to talk politics. And I will try not to. But with this capital gains thing, obviously they haven't done it. But this was like the last straw to where I'm just like, this is so freaking unfair, so greedy, so dictatorous. I'm not even going to say anymore. I'm not going to say anymore. But I think this is almost the nail in the coffin for what could be coming here with the Biden administration if they continue to do what they're doing. Because this not only POs Republicans, obviously, but this is, I have liberal friends who this is not something they want to hear and they do not like. So this is really, really throwing a big boulder in the small pond of who's running and making a lot of waves here. And, you know, people are, no matter who you are, no one wants to pay 50% on capital gains. That is freaking crazy. That is crazy. Not to mention unspoken capital gains. Unseen capital gains. I still can't remember what the thing is. You know what I'm talking about. But, so friends, I guess this is more of me just preaching. I guess I'm just preaching at this point. But it's been a week, and I've enjoyed watching this stock. The stock is fun. This is what investing is supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun. You know, I think you have your bread and butter things that you invest in, whether it's Tesla, Amazon, Walmart, PayPal. You know, things that just they're gonna go up. If they don't, then the world doesn't work. But then you have your plays like this that, you know, are just all over the place. So I think Trump media can do whatever. It could go to the moon. It could go all the way back to, you know, $10 next week. And then the week after that, it could be, you know, back to $40. It's obviously shown that it's manipulated. It's obviously shown that it's not going to play by the rules. And it's going to move with Trump news. And the thing that the media has not learned is that the worse they make Trump look, the more people celebrate him. And they don't get it. They don't get it. The tides are changing, and we are seeing different things happen in the market right now. Next week, we will have huge companies, NVIDIA, SoFi, a lot of other companies that will be announcing quarterlies. The market, more than likely, next week, as long as these companies, these like NVIDIA, produce good quarterlies, we are going to see the stock market go freaking nuts. So friends, with all that, I wish everyone a wonderful weekend. I'm going to try to get another video out here this weekend, something to talk about that I get a lot of comments about, so I'll see if I can get that out. I wish everyone a wonderful weekend, grilling out, playing in the garden, whatever you're doing, enjoying your family, friends, and thank you so much for a wonderful week. Friends, I'm excited about next week. It should be good. Should be a really... It'll probably be the best week we have in the market so far. Hopefully here. I will chat to you soon. Bye, everyone.